Well, Brad, hey, I really appreciate you taking the time today and sharing your Voxx HPT story. And I really love doing these things because everybody sees different things when they wear the technology and what we see it do with the brain. But before we get started and kind of get into the technology, for some of the viewers, if you could just maybe just share your background a little bit. Obviously, I know who you are, but share
Mhm.
your background and kind of what you've gone through over the last couple of years and what your initial thoughts were when I told you about the technology.
So I've been a runner, avid runner my whole life, since middle school, junior high. So 30 years. I've been running in the last couple years here. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with an ascending aortic aneurysm. Then through the testing, they found that one of my arteries was significantly blocked, so I had to go in for open heart surgery back in August of 2017. So a lot of recovery. After that, coming back from that was difficult. Trying to slowly getting back to running and exercising. And then kind of got back into a routine, just gradually getting stronger. I have certain restrictions in place from the doctors. I can't, got to keep my heart rate below 150. That's one of the restrictions. So yeah, I got to talking to you this last summer a little bit. You told me about your product, gave me a chance to try it, and try it. I liked it. I ended up getting a few more items with it, and have really seen a difference in my exercise, my running.
And so with your background, obviously you run, you do try to run as much as you can.
Yes.
What were some of the things you initially noticed with like times and like kind of what different, how many miles do you typically run on average?
Yeah. So as I was recovering, as I was getting back into it, so last summer, last fall, I had gotten back up to about an hour. Run is my longest run. That's the longest I've gone. Normally it's about 20 to 40 minutes here and there.
Hmm.
And it's about, a little over 9 minute per mile pace, which before surgery I was running, 8 minute mile pace. But just being able to run again, keep my heart rate, like I said, be below 150. When I ended up trying this, so a few days actually before I got the insoles, I went for a 4 mile run from my place, right around 9 minute pace, heart rate right at about 135, 136. A few days later, got the insoles, went and did the same loop, same weather, ended up running about 830 pace, a little under 830 pace. And I'll tell you, probably heard this before, but I was skeptical. The first mile when I ran, when I hit the mile and I saw my time and I looked at my heart rate and it can't be just the insoles, the socks, but the next mile it was the same thing. And heart rate for that run, like I said, it was about a 2.5 minute faster run for me that day on this exact same course. Heart rate was the same. It was 135, about 136. So I guess at that point I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep using these. I guess that kind of changed my mind a little bit. So
Oh,
maybe.
that's awesome. And one thing we talk a lot about too, like one of the first things people notice is a lot of times because your brain controls your central nervous system, really has to do a lot with your balance. You being an avid runner, for those out there that maybe aren't runners, how important is balance when you're running?
Yeah, balance is huge. I mean, balance, especially cross country running. You don't know what the terrain is going to be when you're on a course. Every course is different with hills and things like that. But you got the little undulations, the potholes, the things like that, and you need good balance when you're out running.
Absolutely.
Certainly helps.
And yes, and other than the running part and your improvement in times, we talk a lot about too is usually one of the benefits is recovery. What other things have you noticed just besides the smoother runs?
Yeah, like I said, recovery. I feel each day when I go head out for a run, I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready to go for that run again. I've been running more here in the last couple weeks inside now with the way the weather's been, but each run I start off and I know I can go the 30 minutes or whatever I'm choosing to do at the pace. And I have those insoles in the shoes and wearing the socks quite a bit. And I feel like I'm ready to keep running day after day.
Oh, that's awesome. And what have you dealt with over the years, being a runner, and me also being a former athlete, we all deal with different sorts of aches and pains. As a runner, what have you noticed from things that you've maybe dealt with in the past that you've seen improvements since you've been wearing the technology?
I've had low back issues in the past. I've had, the plantar fasciitis. I've had, Achilles tendonitis, things like that. When I first tried the socks, you told me, you said, wear them to bed. Just wear them to bed the first couple nights. Woke up the next morning, back felt great. And it was one of those things again, going, really? Is that all it took? And I haven't had any back issues since. And, like I said, I started it in November. The feet have been great. Everything's been good. I feel like I can exercise, the way I want. And, like I said, I still have those restrictions. I'm not going to be as fast as I ever was, but I can be out there and I can enjoy it and still get out and do the running and hopefully a few races coming up. So.
Well, and that's one thing I will say, you never know.
Right.
The benefits are cumulative the longer you wear it. So hopefully in a couple of years, we'll be talking again. You'll get back to where you were.
Well, that'd be great.
That would be great.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So the other thing, Brad, with you, being a runner yourself, how do you see this being, whether it's a current or former runner? What things do you think like runners out there could benefit from with this technology?
One of the big things I think is the recovery aspect. Like I said, I feel like I'm ready to go for another run the next day. That's big for runners. Obviously, you're gonna wear your body out a little bit, but the faster you can recover, the better. You can get back out and get that next workout in. We talked about the balance, endurance. I think you can feel it too with the amount of time you can put in on a run, and the effort you can sustain over that time. I think that's huge for any type of athlete, runners, bikers, whatever. But yeah.
Awesome. And then last question, Brad, for those out there that may be watching or maybe skeptical, or looking at it for the first time, what would you recommend? Because you were there once when I brought it up to you, being skeptical. But what would you recommend to somebody taking a look at the technology?
Just give it a try. It's natural. It's socks. It's insoles. It's something you're going to wear every day anyway. Give it a shot and see if it works for you. I feel like it's worked for me. I've talked to a couple coworkers, and we actually did the balance test at school one day with a coworker of mine, and yeah, it's worth trying. It doesn't hurt to try, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I would guess you agree too. It's hard to believe until you feel it, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah. And people are going to be skeptical, I'm sure, and but yeah, I'm sold. I'm using them. I'm going to keep using them. I purchased a couple more socks since, so. Yeah.
Great. And for runners, what styles, I guess that's another good question. What styles have you preferred, or what styles do you like of the technology?
The insoles, I bought the, was it the high performance?
The Rush, the red ones, right?
The red ones, yeah, for the running shoes. I do have another pair of insoles for just my everyday. I'm on my feet all day at work, so I have another pair for those, a little more support. But the socks, I have the Loca. I bought a couple of pair of the, like the no-show socks, and just to see if they fit. Sometimes I buy the no-show and they slip down into your shoe and it becomes a nuisance. These don't. These are great. So I like those. I like the ankle cut ones as well. They've been great.
Awesome. Well, Brad, hey, I really appreciate your time. I love hearing these stories, and I'm really glad you came on and shared it. So, because I know it could potentially benefit someone else. So, for those that are listening, I just want to remind you, for more information, you can go to brainstemreset.com to learn more. We also, this interview will be up on our YouTube channel within 24 hours. YouTube channel is Brainstem Reset Channel. And then you click on the playlist and click on testimonials, and you'll see Brad's interview in there. So again, Brad, I appreciate it. Just keep me updated if there's anybody else we can help, and you have yourself a great weekend. Try to stay warm.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get a little snow. Winter in Minnesota, we need it, don't we?
Exactly. Well, then, like you said, then you don't have to go to school on Monday if we can get a bunch.
I'll knock on wood on that one, and we'll see.
All right. I appreciate your time. You have a good weekend,
thanks.
my friend.
Sounds good.